No joke. I just growed a beard. In real life. No joke. I growed a beard.
Hey guys, it's Reese here again.
I like all those turtles from our pond. I wasn't going to cry.
And I am toy hunting.
Welcome to my channel. Plant marigolds next to your squash to keep the squash bugs away. Here at the Ozark YouTube scrap.
Hey, Mickey.
How are you?
Hey man, how are you?
Good, and you?
It's good to see you on here.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I'm glad you accepted my invitation.
I told him, I said, he really wants you to come on.
I can't smile. I can't smile a lot because I lost a tooth the other couple of days ago, and I haven't got used to it yet.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm a little jealous of that beard.
Oh,
Like there's a competition.
Not really. I just like it so it looks so groomed and nice, but then at the same time that white. Yep.
in contrast, yeah.
See, mine looks the same. It's just my lighting's bad. So,
That looks good.
Well, let me welcome everybody in here today. We have, let me go to the beginning. We have Jamie from Jamie's Country Living, Rebecca, Touched by Yarn, Jennifer, Ocean Homestead,
Rebecca.
and Adrian from Indiana Backyard Gardener, and Robin from Garden State So-and-so. And there is some other people in here that just have not yet posted anything. Hi, Karen. Welcome in. I want to welcome you all in tonight. And how exciting. We get to have Mickey back again.
Mickey's a good storyteller. I like it.
Hi, Jan. I hope you're feeling better. We love you. She's been sick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So prayers for Jan. Hi, Jerry and Susan.
Get well, Jan.
And we just welcome you in. So I thought we would open this up a little bit and you tell us how your channel came about to start with.
all right. If you don't mind, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat real quick. There you go. And appreciate you bringing me back. I had a ball the last time, but anyway, I'm going to try to throw some of this back at you two here in a little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
that's fine.
But channel came about let's see. Well, I think I mentioned the last time I was here that YouTube came about because I need to learn how to fix a door on a Dodge Ram pickup truck. And I went and I went just to Google it, and I Googled it, and it took me to YouTube, and I thought, hey, this is cool. There's a video about this thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, technology had passed me up because this was a newer Dodge Ram. And so I just typed in the year of the truck. I'm trying to fix how to get the window to go up,
Yeah.
And sure enough, there were 50 videos on people telling you how to fix that window. So that was about that. And the next time I went to just regular Google, there was always Dodge Ram information. And I thought, okay, now wait a minute here. So these two must be connected somehow. That was my theory. But somehow I ended up going back to YouTube. And when I signed in, I signed up, got an account to watch those videos and stuff. When I signed in there, it was like redneck heaven. The YouTube gods had figured out that I drive Dodge Rams because the whole page was suggested videos about Dodge Rams.
What a library.
I just thought to myself, I said, well, I wonder if they know anything about critters, So I start typing in things. Boy, by the next day, I had a list of videos to watch. And I thought, well, my plan is obviously to buy a piece of property and live in the country. So I typed in live in the country. And it did nothing much come up on that. So I typed in the cowboy way. Then I got a bunch of movies. I just started typing keywords, and I kept seeing all these homesteading channels, and I'm gonna be quite honest with you, I didn't know what the heck that was.
I know.
And finally, I mentioned it to somebody. They said, "Well, you've been doing it most of your life, man." It's living in the country, building stuff, trying to put a couple of roosters in the barn so that you can get or put some chickens in the barn so you can get some eggs, have a cow to get some milk, and so I didn't realize that was really a term, but I had already clicked off of all those things. In fact, a couple of them I said uninterested. I mean, I'm not ignorant, but homesteading, I just didn't, I didn't get the gist to it. Anyway, nobody else has yet either because everybody's got a different opinion on what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't feel near as dingy as I did today when I had to ask somebody what it was. But so I started watching homesteading channels. Now I had my channel because I thought you have to have one to get to watch Dodge Ram videos. And I thought, one thing about this is if I'd have known about this YouTube thing 40 years ago, I'd be a wealthy, wealthy man.
There you go.
Now I know it wasn't around then, but I'm trying to answer the question the best I can. There was a place called Dogster, okay? And it was before Facebook, all that stuff. And basically what it was a social place, for dog owners.
Okay.
Well, I'm a professional dog trainer, and I had been told about that place by people who I knew in the dog community. So I went there. It was the weirdest thing on the planet. You didn't get to sign your name in there, You had to put your dog's profiles up there. And I thought I can own the corner of this world. So I started a group. called All for Fun. Now, there's a reason that I tell you this to answer that question. All for fun. And what I basically, and you gotta type like you're typing through your dog. So you don't have to put yourself out there. You just gotta talk about your dog's personality, and mine was ornery.
From the dog's point of view.
And I started, and basically I just told his stories, and he became in that community. There was millions of subscribers there. I mean, millions and millions, you know. And he became infamous, I think, not famous.
Bad dog.
They don't know who's typing it, but I'm
I
just
love that.
But I'm just telling his story is basically what I was doing through this community, and it was, his name was Rascal Be Ornery, and that was his official name on his certification to the American Shih Tzu Society.
Awesome.
And every Shih Tzu owner on the planet hated me. But so I built they have the option to build groups there, you know, and I built one called All for Fun, and basically we just played games, you know, and I'd create all these crazy games, send them on adventures and stuff, and they'd have to collect the pieces and all that.
That sounds like fun.
Facebook came along, and everybody kept kind of starting to migrate over there, and then the place was huge, but they sold it to new owners, and they wanted to take it to a more serious note of, you know, nutrition, all that kind of stuff, which is logical. So everybody kind of started checking out Facebook. I learned about YouTube later, and I kind of got intrigued, I guess. I'm not big into Facebook. None of the social media platform places.
Yeah.
I've never been on TikTok or any of the video places. YouTube or Facebook didn't have the video things at the time. I like the education factor of what I found in YouTube. Mm-hmm. And I like the possibility of unleashing something creative. And so that took me way too long to say. I don't really remember how I got started. I did a lot of research, way too much research. And now anybody asks me, you know, how do you go about building a YouTube channel? And I say, just do everything opposite of what I do. Because I'm no good at it. This whole YouTube thing. I want to have fun, you know, and draw cartoons. And it's a unique concept. There's no niche for it. YouTube can't find nowhere to put it, you know. And when you go to your analytics and stuff, it shows they're not putting it in any if it ain't my subscribers, nobody's getting it shown to them to say no to it. They just, because I can put a short in there and it shows you how many people in that the feeds they run it past before they decide it's not going to work for them.
Right.
They don't run my videos. There's just not a niche for them, you know. Or maybe I'm not consistent enough for their algorithm to figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I started making videos because I was going to buy the property. And my early videos are nothing like what I'm doing now. And so I was just going to document a different perspective on homesteading. And because I'm country, and we talked a little bit about that last time, Linda. But I think I have a different take on homesteading, country life, that kind of thing. And it's kind of an old man perspective, told with the vitality of a youth. I still I still see everything through cartoon eyes,
There you go. Yeah.
and
Should be that way.
and that's the way I live my life.
Yeah.
So I thought if I could capture that on film, hopefully I could build, join communities and build a community, because I'm over 30, and
Some
I
of
was
us
gonna,
are.
I was going to go just a little bit to the second power,
Yeah.
and I was going to go out in the country, and I by myself, which when I was a youngster, that was all right. That'd be when I was 29 and below.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm over 30, um, I know that a good country community is valuable,
Yeah.
Because the things that I don't have, I can barter and trade for. When
Yeah.
my neighbor doesn't have a brush hog, or his is down, or whatever, I can run over there and brush
Yeah.
hog for
Yeah.
him. And he'd say, "What I owe you?" And I say, "Oh, bring a cold beer around. We'll sit down and tell some stories on the back porch." So I kind of wanted my channel just to be a front porch, back porch, shop talk kind of thing, where you're just sitting there, just talking to people.
Yeah.
And telling them what you're fixing to go get into today, and then go get into it, And because people who are living this lifestyle, it. The people in the chat know it that live in the country. You can set all the plans you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the good Lord is sitting up there just I know that God Almighty is sitting there and telling Jesus, "Don't laugh. Don't laugh." His
We talk about that all the time.
His heart is in the right place.
Yeah.
Because it's going to change.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to show. That's what that's what I still want to show. Because country life it's hard, but it's so fulfilling.
Yeah.
And
I agree with you.
and sometimes the younger generation, not all the time, and I'm not pointing the fingers at anybody in particular, but they were blessed to be born in a time where everything is how do you fix a Dodge Ram window?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the knowledge of YouTube, but I hardly ever Google something on how to do it.
Right.
Or I very rarely YouTube it. On the other hand, I thought, well, I'm not out in the country yet, so I research chickens. I research the things that I will be doing on my homestead someday.
Preparation.
That I'm not familiar with, or that I watched not paying enough attention in my youth on what they did. Yeah. Gardening's one of those things. I just thought you threw the seeds out there and made sure they got some water, and whatever happened up. Yeah. You might be eating cantaloupes for 3 or 4 months in a row, but it beats ramen noodles.
Right.
So my channel I started out with good intentions, didn't go anywhere because I didn't get my property. I got a lot of good ideas and notes and sketches done and stuff like that, but I just kind of did the cartoon things because I started finding channels that I really, really, really respected, okay, and that I really enjoyed or respected, and I don't want to say this wrong. I'm not somebody when I'm saving up for land, when I'm saving up for property. I'm not somebody just go out and spend willy nilly,
Right.
Because I don't know what it's going to be, and everything was getting more expensive. But you got to help when you're told to help, that kind of stuff. But you got to help genuine people.
Amen.
So you got to have a spiritual eyes to do that.
Yeah.
And in this quest for staying on YouTube and stuff, I thought, well, one thing I can do is I can say thank you to the channels for putting out the content, you know. So if I draw a cartoon every now and then, that's my way of saying, I see you, I appreciate you, I dig you, and it gives them watch time because I'm doing my research on there. It lets me get more familiar with their channels, and hopefully make some friends for the community someday because I'm gonna be old out there, you know, and I'm gonna need some
You need some friends.
need some need some friends and I still need to learn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't want to have to sit on a computer to do it.
Yep.
So the channel, it's not much of a channel, and I get that. It's basically turned into I just enjoy doing art for the channels that I support, and that's pretty much all it is. It's not nothing earth shaking, and you know,
Your goats broke into his house one night.
I appreciate it. Surely do.
Yeah, we totally appreciate you. I mean, I think personally, I think you should have a channel that's just huge. I think the only thing that has stopped your channel from being huge is the so-called algorithm thing. I don't want to say it too loud, but I don't think it's your channel. I think you have great content, and I love what you do, and you should be a big channel.
well, I appreciate you saying so. You know, I value the people that watch those videos. They don't, and probably never will realize it because I can't draw fast enough to say I see you and thank you. You know, so plus I still got to work every now and then.
Yeah.
I know I've retired 14 times in the last 2 years, but I keep getting drawn back into it every time I have to hit that savings account for something.
Yeah.
I obsess on that stuff. You know, I really do. I obsess on that way more than I should at my age. I should be out there buying a convertible and that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. I appreciate seeing a channel when it.
He's the same way.
I found that if you work on it and you believe in it, it'll come to you. It'll come.
I believe so too. And my big problem with spending money and just going crazy is that
exactly. Yeah.
When I get the property, I want to set up an animal rescue, and I have the business plan in place. Well, I don't do 501c3s, nonprofits,
right.
which is the way these are typically done because it's a tax donation, a tax write-off for donation.
Right.
And I won't do that because I don't want a board of directors.
Yeah.
I want a no-kill facility, and I don't want somebody coming from an office telling me that an animal has to be put down to make room for one that's more adoptable.
Yeah.
So it will be an LLC, a limited liability corporation, in the beginning. But the paperwork's already written up. It's ready to go, the premise is that I find people who come and hire people to work with me on this project while I'm still healthy enough to do it. Right. And I teach them my philosophies on dog care, animal training, animal handling, the principles, the practices. And I surround myself with those kind of people, and I hand select 3 people in the future, 3 to 5, which would become trustees. And in the event of my passing, or I just get old, want to go fishing for permanently, which is more likely because I'm too honored to do the other. But then I will set it up under trust and with very stringent rules. It is to remain under the policies and procedures that it's written in. There'll be 3 trustees to start with and go from there. It's all written up really well so that it can be passed on. Well, in order for that to work, and not to be a 501c3, a nonprofit organization, it has to be the land, and everything on the land has to be paid for.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to make money at a dog rescue.
Yeah.
Except for I've written the assessment and behavior and training programs, and they are proprietary.
Mm-hmm.
I've designed health and wellness courses and have the blueprints to build those. And those are proprietary. They're trademarked, and they'll be patented once they're constructed.
Yeah.
So those are things that can generate revenue for trustees in the future. Equally so, there's things on the property that I will build that are I call it. I can't tell you what I call it because it's pretty cool. It's got a name, and it's basically several little businesses in there, all country looking.
Yeah.
And they produce revenue to pay people, give people jobs,
Paying bills.
and the profits go to keep the rescue going. See, it's all these little businesses go to keep the rescue going. But my bank would need to be pretty hefty in case something happened to me. The trustees won't have to stress over, are we going to be able to keep the doors open?
Right, right.
So Papa always said that if you count your pennies, dollars will take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And so I kind of look out for that kind of stuff. Best, nobody's a saint,
Right.
And I got to have some Mountain Dew. And I'm never gonna fib to anybody. I gotta have a cold beer.
Yeah.
And so it's
Nothing
not like
wrong with that.
it's not like I'm just count. But I will save all that aluminum.
Yeah.
I'm not above that.
Yep. Yep.
I guess I couldn't answer your question because I don't feel like the channel is developed yet. I do know that if I ever make it to the country, thing will blow wide up because I'm not afraid of anything.
Yeah.
And some of my earliest projects to get ready to go with this thing,
Yeah.
they're viewable stuff.
Yep.
They're things that YouTube could easily find a place to put them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid of much if you live out in the country. I mean, really, and or you need to conquer your fears.
or I'm not joking around. I think God set the world right. He created a man and he created a woman.
Yeah.
And there's something about, I'm not saying single people can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But there's something about the gifts that a man and a woman bring when they bond together.
Yes.
I'm not talking about she gonna cook you dinner and you gonna go kill the spiders.
Right.
Because I've got some daughters that you couldn't get to the spider fast enough, So that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about the partnership, the helping, So, but you're right. You're right, Linda. You can't be in fear.
Yeah.
And if you're learning something, that's just to make it safer at whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I tried to jump a gully one time with a quad. Tried to jump a ditch that was 12 foot wide, and
Yeah.
see, I was learning there,
Yeah.
And that one thing, first thing I learned is it's really expensive to have those things fixed, and you're not going to figure it out on YouTube either.
Right.
Yeah.
The next thing that I learned was that there really wasn't any point behind the lesson that I was trying to learn. I was just being an idiot.
Yeah.
Country life, that's kind of a metaphor from my country life. There are things that I'm going to be doing out there that are plumb stupid and dangerous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's not going to be jumping a ditch.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only reason they're stupid and dangerous is because I'm by myself.
Yeah.
Right.
You surround yourself with good people, and you be a good person. That becomes possible,
Yeah.
And you surround yourself with good people, and then at least you got somebody to call if you lay there on the ground. You didn't fall off the ladder,
Yeah.
So
Very important.
It is. And I've done a few dangerous,
Yeah, you
stupid
have.
things.
Lord help.
you built a cabin in a cave. I mean,
Yeah, a 150-foot steep embankment with a big cliff.
It's a mess.
just that terrain, and that's when I went to see the channel. That's the first thing I thought about. Just the terrain.
Yeah.
My brain went into overload about. I wonder how easy it was to get the material down there.
We tried it a lot of ways.
It was not easy.
It just came down to hard work and going back to the beginning,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not
Now,
easy.
how many years did you say you had your channel so far?
I think 5. I
5
think
years?
but it's only been. I think I put my first video out 3 years ago, but I deleted it within 24 hours. It was just like I had this thing about exposing myself. Yeah, I don't know. It was something that I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I researched some more, and one of these channels said just kick fear in the face and do it, and just start posting videos. I did that, and I took that. That one rode for 36 hours before I took it down.
Of course, you like me. It's certain things you don't want to, bring into this. That you want to keep some things private. Otherwise, like you said, you do have a fear of what's going on around you.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people that. You're right. You got to use your head.
Yeah.
And the more I watched other country living channels, the more I realized there's some crazy people out there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just the right person for them.
I'm sure there's some stories that can be told about people being visited.
There was one of them. There was one of them that happened just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I decided that if I wanted to stay healthy, I was going to have to get outside and get more exercise than just mowing and stuff. So I decided to go on a beer run. But I'm not driving because I can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to walk. I think it's about a city mile to the place that I was going to go on my beer walk because I wasn't running.
Right.
So I start walking down the street, and there's I was walking past the bus station there, and as I can't see, but as I was approaching it, there was these. This was I don't know. It was 6, 7, 8 months ago, but anyway, there was all this commotion going on at the bus station. When I got there was these 4 youngsters that was harassing everybody at the bus station. And so I kind of walked, I stopped, looked at them. They were jumping around like goofballs. And, of course, me, I was assessing them. Because I'm not the kind of person that's going to stand and watch anybody get hurt or bullied.
Right.
I don't have it in me. So I stopped, and I took about 2 or 3 more steps, and the taller one of the group says, "You want some of this, old man?" I stopped. And then I laughed out loud. And I said, "I suppose that's going to be up to you. You know, you seem like you're in charge there." But I want you, before you decide to get froggy and jump on this situation, I want you to understand something. It's either going to go one or two ways. The good news is you're about half a block from the hospital. Okay. I said, one of the two of us is going to have to end up there. You know?
Yeah.
I said, the second thing is that you're a young man. You look pretty healthy. And you don't look like you hadn't been through too many old shit moments in your lifetime.
Yeah.
I said, I'm old. And you can tell by the scars on me, I've seen my share of those. One of the two of us is fixed to make that comment out loud.
Mm.
Now, if I say it, everybody's going to say, "Oh, you made that poor old man say it." If I say, if I make you say it, your 3 buddies there are never going to let you live it down. You decide if you want some of this.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, and if you decide you don't want some of this, you leave them people at the bus station alone. Because I'm walking down to the store and I'm going to get me a cold beer. And when I come back, I'm going to sit down here and drink it with them.
Oh, Mickey.
I can't watch people get picked on. It's not in my blood.
Yeah.
It's not in my blood.
Can't either. I can't either. And I'm pretty
No.
verbal about it, huh?
Yeah. No way. No way.
Yeah, I'm too country, and I was taught differently. You know.
Yep. Hold that thought. I'm going to pause for a minute and I want to make sure that we welcome in. And Jan hasn't been feeling well, so please, everybody, make sure you keep her in your prayers. And Heather thinks it's because Bubba made her sick. And I want to welcome in the Butlers and Butler Family Farm, Jerry and Susan. I want to welcome in, where is our Kentucky home, Yvonka, welcome. And Hugo, welcome. And Farming Nature's Way. And I saw Scotty in here. I just want to welcome you all in. Kevin. He said, hi, Mickey. Hi, Linda and Richard.
Hello.
Hey,
And
Kevin.
Okay, just welcome. We're glad to have you here. It's always fun listening to Mickey. So let's.
Now, CC, I was curious if I were wanting to. I haven't done this. Wanting to look and see if there was anything on YouTube comparable to yours. Do they stick it in some specific genre or something like that?
Well, I haven't found anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. My theory all along was to say thank you to channels.
Right.
And the only way to do that is to make it personal.
Yeah.
So I draw a cartoon of them. Now I like doing the logos and channel headers and things like that for channels too. I enjoy that, the more serious art.
Right.
T-shirt designs for their merch store, stuff like that. I love that stuff. And I've got all of that film too. I just haven't put out videos on it. It's really hard to work. People may not realize it, but
Yes, Scotty.
If I do a cartoon of somebody for their channel, their YouTube or a profile picture, not yours. Yours is the whole exception because it's a story. Okay, I mean it tells a story.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about just a standard.
Yeah.
That takes, on a good day, about a day and a half for a standard one. Usually 2 days of drawing. And I'm talking on the computer drawing. And then, so I've got 20 hours of footage. And I've got to get that down to 30 minutes to even have a chance of anybody watching it.
Wow.
My earliest YouTube videos, you'll see they're all about an hour, you know, and so it's the editing, and it is the hardest part of the whole process. I draw cartoons all day and love it. I got some coming out in a little while. I literally look at some of these pieces that are created through me, and I look at God and I just go, "You're amazing," you know. Thank you. I literally do. I get some of them make me tear up. I go, I can't believe you let me hold the crayons for that one.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know, I mean, I look at them, and if that happens when I see them, you know, then I've got to believe that somebody loved it or will like it or will appreciate the time that went into it. But it's such a long process, and I had to get to a place where if it just brings that person joy and entertainment to the people that watch it,
Yeah.
you know, there's about 100 people that consistently watch my videos. How blessed am I?
Yeah.
You know, I don't have 1,000 subscribers.
And just think, this is what I used to do, is just think, okay, so now I have 100 subscribers. That's, if you put 100 subscribers in your house, that would be a lot of people.
Man, could you imagine if you threw a meetup?
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, a get together, and those 100 people I know that we can't.
Yeah.
But could you imagine how much fun that would be?
I know, it would be a blast.
And that's what I get to. I envision that when I'm drawing the cartoons. I get so excited about when I'm fixing to send somebody one, or I'm getting to post the video.
Yeah.
You know, it brings to me the joy that to be able to give that gift, because that's a gift from God.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I didn't set out to do it. I didn't set out to learn how to do it or anything like that. So when I'm able to bless somebody with that, I'm blessed.
That's awesome.
And so my channel specifically, I'm all right. I wasn't for a while. I wasn't, but I'm all right with what I've got. I've got quality.
You do.
You do indeed.
You do
Yes.
indeed.
And I will take that over quantity.
Yeah.
And I'll just work a little harder another way.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm praying about how the revenue source that it would provide in the future to those people that I will turn the rescue over to, if that comes to pass, if it's God's will, that revenue source would be a nice baseline.
Yeah.
But it's, you don't get 1,000 subscriber, 4,000 watch hours and start making a fortune.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what I realized?
Not the way the thing works.
You need to focus on the watch hours. You know, it's really about the watch hours, because they're the hardest to get.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even.
The thousand, I mean, because if people, I don't know how people make it just doing shorts, because shorts don't even count towards watch hours unless you get 10 million views.
Right.
And, I mean, towards monetization, unless you get 10 million views. So, you know,
I think. Go ahead. I mean, you're the.
I just think that if you keep your focus on quality, like you said, and so that people are wanting to watch it because of the quality rather than the little shorts or trying to get a bunch of quantity with shorts. I know YouTube wants us to do shorts, but I think that then you're working more on the hours, and your channel in the long run is going to be much more of a base, and it'll just grow and grow and grow and grow. And one of these days, one of those videos are going to go viral.
Yeah, because
I always hope on that, and I think you're right. For my channel, you're definitely right.
Yes.
I had to make up my mind. Am I being too loud?
Oh, no.
I can't tell because I forgot to turn the fan off. But for my channel, I've got to have fun.
Yeah.
Okay. The last time I was on here was probably the most relaxed, the most me. That I'm just tired tonight, boy. Because I sit around the campfire, sit on the front porch. I like to sit in my shop with the doors open and all the guys that work for me or the neighbors come and sit in front of the shop. We just talk.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're never gonna guess what I did today. You know, and I tell you about the stories. I love to tell stories. I got a lifetime of them.
And that's what this show. That's what this program's all about. Is
there's
another
99
time stories.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the stories. They're 99.99% truth.
Yeah.
You know, there might be one point in there that I throw in there, and it's always on purpose. First, I'm either giving a clue, or I'm trying to find that one person that's going to go, well, that's not the right chicken, or or whatever.
That right person's going to be jammed.
I'm always baiting. I'm always throwing bait hook in the water.
She's always paying so close attention. She knows.
I've already got the cartoon drawn, just waiting to put somebody's face on it.
I think you're just right on that edge of something just making the whole thing change.
I hope you're right. I pray about it, and I pray about am I supposed to quit? And then I'll do a piece of art, and I'm saying this is my last one. If I don't see any change, and then the person I'm not gonna mention their name, but everyone has a different response. But in the privacy, basically they told me, I just started bawling, just bawled. I couldn't even finish watching. I had to go back 3 or 4 times to go and watch it and to look at the art. It brought such joy to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I can't quit on that one. I got to keep going.
Well, that was how it felt for us.
I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
I believe that's what you're saying is that it's worth it. And as for the channel getting, see, Gail put up there on it's posted up there. It made her cry, and and that makes my heart. I love to make grown women cry. Hey, it beats the alternative.
Yeah.
But no, and she knows I'm joking, And Rebecca's another one. I had more fun doing the tribute to Rebecca.
Yeah.
If you have not seen that video, you missed a masterpiece. And I have fun with them. And my list is longer than my capabilities. But I'm working on that. I've been looking at this big digital pen. It's the tablet's as big as a big monitor.
Wow.
And it's the one that it's in my cartoon that I that I do.
That I used in the thumbnail.
Yeah. Basically, it hooks to the desk. It's a computer within itself.
Yeah.
And so your computer's back here and your digital pen's here, and you're drawing like you draw. Well, imagine it takes me a day and a half to 2 days to draw just the cartoon part of these. Well, that's because you're doing it with a mouse.
Yeah, that's
click, 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 spin, click, up, Well, on this digital tablet, you're sitting there just like you're drawing a cartoon.
It's flow, yeah.
And so you imagine? I've been drawing cartoons all my life. In 10 minutes, all my characters are drawn on the computer.
Wow.
As opposed to 2 days.
Wow.
And then I just start dropping colors. And then I grab a hold of them and start moving them, putting them, change them, putting the borders and backgrounds. In 4 hours, a full-blown cartoons is YouTube's is done.
Wow.
That's
4
awesome.
hours as opposed to 3.5 to 4 days, you know.
That's awesome.
And then there's other things that I have that are going to expedite the process. Then I can have fun. Because when I start into one, it's not going to take, you know, it's going to be like to where I want it to where I can be watching somebody's live, and I sketch that up real quick, color it in, put a border around it, and email it to them. Then at the end of the chat say, "Hey, go check your email." Just what they just said.
Oh, how neat.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Or to have a co-host, you know, and do a live, and then because you have to have somebody to help you watch. That's what I'm talking about, like married couples or couples, or people who are really good friends who help each other in this YouTube world. When you have two people helping to watch, one of them can be watching that chat, and they can say, and you can say, "Okay, somebody give me something funny that's happened in the community this week," you know. They write something in there, and you say, "Okay, here, hang on, I'll send it to you." And you draw it up real quick, and then send it off email wise, or you can get smart like Jesse from Lazy Days Ahead, where you can flip all them screens around, you know.
Yeah.
And you can pop up that screen up there somehow, and there's what you just drew of what they just said in the chat.
Yeah, that's really neat.
That's
and
something. That's something else. To have that at your fingertips, it'll make a big difference, and it may be that edge that you know that'll push it over.
I think it would be what'll keep me doing it.
Yeah.
Now I've always done art, even when I had my my property. When I got done of the evening time, I go in and take my shower, and if I was going to eat some dinner, I'd eat some dinner. Then I'd go in, turn the computer on, and I would take care of my clients, my artwork clients, you know. And so I'd draw until, you know, 11 o'clock at night. I already had my shower, so I could just go roll into the bed and go to bed. So I'd get usually four or 5 hours of artwork a day. And then weekends was mine. That was playtime. and for me, playtime could be cutting wood or, you know.
Fishing.
Yeah, fishing. Oh, yeah. Fishing was almost a daily thing.
Yeah.
And I like pond fishing, but I like creek fishing.
Yeah.
And if I was ever just disappeared and the work wasn't get done, I was under one of them bridges down there on the creek.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I love creek fishing.
He always tells me, if the doctor ever gives me a bad diagnosis, I want you just to go put me in the boat and set me out on the lake and just let me be.
Well, I've already been plotting mine just like yours. It's like if I ever found out something like that was going to happen, it's not going to happen here in the city. I can promise you that. Yeah. I'll be like that old dog going out looking for a tree to get up under somewhere. So I understand that. Yeah, I understand that.
You know, I really liked in the beginning when you were talking about starting your channel. I really liked the idea of the point of view from the dog.
Yeah.
And you know Gary Larson, right? Yeah,
I know of.
Yeah, I don't know him either. I just know of him. But something like that on a daily basis or every once in a while, your little cartoon like that, your POV of a dog, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I thought about doing that, but I'm honest with you. I mean, I like that idea. I thought about doing it. That's the reason I started my one. I think I did one cartoon, but it was Harley's World. you know, because he's like those boneheaded Harley World, excellent
Yeah.
adventure. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, here we go. And so I thought about if I just document him, but
Yeah.
I get more ideas than I got, time in the day. But
I know
yeah,
that.
but I think you're right. You kind of got to throw a little bit at the wall just to see what sticks.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it all come back down to the fight when I was ready to quit was that if I'm not enjoying it, I will quit.
Yeah.
I didn't keep building stuff and building the property up and cutting trees and cleaning and grooming fields and stuff like that. It was hard work.
Yeah.
And so I'm not afraid of hard work,
Hmm.
but I was having fun,
Yeah.
you know.
It is fun, isn't it?
That's what
When
matters.
I split up with my last woman, and she said to me, she come down because I had a big old nice shop and everything, and I said I'm gonna move down the shop until I get moved out. And she come down there and she goes, well, I'd like for you to stay long enough to brush hog that back 30. I said, okay. I said, I'm in. I said, make me some hamburger and rice gravy and we're good. So I mean, you give me some work to do. I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy. What's Uncle Si say? Happy, 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 or whoever.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am. Oh,
What is
honey.
that noise? Yeah.
The furnace.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to work.
Yeah, I love it. Now, don't get me wrong. If I was flipping burgers, I wouldn't be happy. If I was working in an office,
Do what you like.
yeah. If I'm outside,
Yeah.
if I'm outside or in a automotive or woodworking shop, but I like to shop too. Oh, come,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't let me go to Home Depot.
Well, Mickey, I'm gonna just pause you there, and we're getting close to our
Okay.
hour. So, what was it you wanted to throw at us?
No, I wanted to ask y'all similar to what you said. I wished I had realized it was that late. I didn't
Oh, that's
think
okay.
it was.
We can go over
I
a little
really
bit.
I really want to know how your channel came about.
Our channel came about 2008. Okay. And I started filming everything. I just started filming everything.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily, I think YouTube started 7 or something like that. I don't know. I was right at the beginning. And I was filming we bought this piece of property. First, it wasn't about the property, but in 2010, we bought this piece of property. And we were living out there off grid for quite a while, and then we got power and so forth. But I filmed everything. I took a 14 by 40 shed, and I did this without him knowing about
Yeah.
it.
I knew nothing about it.
It was a surprise. I bought the property.
Well, she started laughing before she finished the story, and so I was trying to figure out what she'd done.
I bought the property and built a house.
She can't even tell the story.
I thought he was gonna kill me. How many people's wives do that? Anyway, so yeah, and I just filmed the whole, I didn't know anything. Nobody had good videos then, and just like I'd go in and show what I did, and that was it. And first we started off building a sandbag house. We were building a sandbag house for my son. And so we showed some of that. I showed some of that. You can go back and look at my old videos, and they're on there. and this big earth bag house, huge. I mean, we made it so big that it was ridiculous, and we couldn't even finish it because it just we had an
Been off
earthquake
more
in
than
one
they
of the
could chew.
and we had an earthquake in one of the walls.
Yeah, I watch a couple of channels that have made all their houses and their kids' houses and like that. So
Yeah,
So-
that was the goal. But we have a disabled daughter, and she's in her 30s, and she is autistic and severely mentally development issues, mental development issues, and so she's going to be with us the rest of her life, or the rest of our lives, I should say. And she requires a lot of care, so we take care of her. And it was impossible off grid. We couldn't do it off grid. I mean,
yeah,
personal hygiene stuff, and it was just impossible. And so I stopped filming over there after, when was it? It was about
15, 15, 16. No, it was before.
It was before then. Yeah. We had some online stalker stuff going on that was pretty severe.
Yeah.
And so I had stopped. It was involving the whole family, and I just had to stop filming for several years. And then we picked, after our son Kevin passed away in 2022, we decided that I was going to start this channel up again. And yeah, because he kept telling me, Mom, start it up. Who cares? Just start it up. And so that's what we did. And
well, you put the work in.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, she had this idea of chronological showing the kids, when we're gone, and they'll be able to see this. This is what Grandma was doing.
For the grandkids, initially, and their grandkids. We have great grandchildren, so we wanted to make sure that they're all spread out all over, and yeah.
And I really didn't want anything to do with it, because I'm in the witness protection program.
That was one of the questions that I had. Yeah.
No, I
brought him out in public.
I was driving semi and for the post office. I was home every day, but I just didn't have. I wasn't into that. I would come home and do my little thing. Tinker with the car, cut the grass, something like that.
Go fishing.
Yeah. And surprisingly enough, just those things you just said, that people have built whole channels just around that.
Yeah.
Now you go and build a cabin in a cave, you might as well expect your channel fixing to grow. That's just way too unique. But then when you get hooked, your channel is it's like it's real, which I know it is, but I don't know how to say this. It's like really people you would meet.
Yeah.
And it feels real. It's not polished to the point to where you don't go, man, there's a film crew doing all this,
I'm going to make my son be my film crew.
Now, see, there's nothing wrong with having a film crew if you can afford it, because I'm going to hire one.
No, he's not going to get paid. He's going to live here.
The first job I'm going to fill is a videographer.
Yeah.
It is, because I believe that I will provide the content.
Yeah.
But I do not want to be sitting in that editing room of the nighttime. That's when I want to do my cartoons.
Yeah.
My YouTunes and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. And, I hire the right person, the right country folk, then they may do my grocery shopping too. But we'll see. But that was going to be my question to you, was what about you?
That's
I-
us in a nutshell.
You know, I done had my adventures. I was in the Navy for 3 years. Then I did another 10 years in the Army and 25 years with the Postal Service. And when I never thought I'd make it to a retirement or be able to retire. But, you know, it came after I had my triple bypass.
Yeah.
It gave me reason to stop and think about a lot of things.
And abdominal aortic.
Yeah. Had a few things.
He had a aneurysm.
I was walking on the edge and didn't know it. And so I just kind of took it easy from then on.
Well, thank you for your service. And I mean all of it. When my mailman showed up, I used to meet him out there and say, I want to thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And I mean your military service specifically, but I think my postal man. You know, so but man, I don't know about all that bypass stuff. Yeah. How did I miss that?
That's in the wild days.
Yeah, that was 2017.
15.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
15, and then in 16 he had some more aneurysm surgery.
So I'm not trying to jinx anything or anything like that, but the Lord has blessed me.
Yeah.
You know, because I am kind of an idiot. I have been in places.
We all are.
I have been in places that I probably shouldn't have been, and so yeah, I've been blessed. I've never lost my tonsils. That that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I feel the same way because I didn't have any idea this stuff was going on. So I know God had his hands on me and he brought me back out of it. The day I went for, what did I go for? Something else.
They already knew he had the aneurysm and he was going in to have, they had done all these cardiac tests to make sure that he didn't have anything wrong with his heart. Well, then they decided at the last minute to do a heart catheterization because all those tests had come back normal.
Mm.
And why they decided at the last minute to do a heart cath to see if he had something, because
they just gonna keep digging, man, until they found something to charge you with.
But thank God they did,
Yeah.
because when they went in to do that heart cath, the doctor came out and said, "Oh my goodness, we don't want him to even stand up. He's 99% occluded in his widowmaker artery, the main artery that runs up and down in the front of your heart, there in your heart. And he was 99% occluded on that. And so he said he's going to have to go right into open heart surgery because they thought he was going to have a heart attack.
They said don't put it off
there
till tomorrow because I've done this before, told some people before that, they needed to go have this taken care of and they dropped dead that night.
Yeah. And so you're a smarter man than I am.
But when I say I'm blessed is the time he told me that until they put me in an ambulance and took me to another hospital, I felt just like I was just going for a ride. I didn't think nothing of this, what's ahead of me with this operation.
And I was by myself in Louisville, driving, having a heart attack along the way because panic attack and everything else. I had to pull over to the side because the car started spinning and everything. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he's going in. They sent him right in and he had a triple bypass within 2 or 3 hours.
I never even thought about it. It didn't faze me. I wasn't worried because it was like God had just told me, okay, I told you, now let's go get this taken care of.
Well, let me translate that for you. Here's what God did. See, he didn't give you a chance to think about it.
Right.
I bet you're like me. See, if you get a chance to think about it, you say, I tell you what I'll do.
Yeah.
Let me go sit down. I'll be overthinking. See, that's what God knew that. He said, what I'm going to do with you, I'm not even going to give you a chance to think about it.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Thank goodness he took care of him. And so
Well,
Yeah.
when I get my live started, I want you to be you two to be my guest on there.
Oh, we'd love to.
You can't be my first guest because I set a tradition, with my channel, Simply Jan Homestead. I got to give her the first invitation.
She has got to get the first. She said exactly.
Oh, she on there? Oh,
yeah, she's here.
yeah. She was my first YouTube. Yep. And
there's nobody quite like Jan, is there?
yeah, she's gonna get the first invite to that. But anyway, I want you two to be my guest on there, and I'm not gonna tell any stories.
Oh,
I'm gonna come with a list of questions. They're not gonna be easy, but they're gonna be funny.
all right.
So that's the same thing. I've already prepared Jan's questions. So
what did I do?
So I appreciate you allowing me back on here. And so, if you ever run out of opening, somebody to fill a gap for you, I'm always available here. So
There you go. That's awesome.
We love you,
Yeah.
and we so appreciate you, and we thank you. And there's such an abundance of good channels out there, and you'll never run out of work. There's
yeah.
I've got to do a shout out to this young woman today that's here in the chat, and that's Yvonka from Our Country Home. And if you haven't checked her channel out,
our country home or our Kentucky home?
Our Kentucky Home. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Our Kentucky Home, and she will make you laugh so hard with her.
That's the way. That's the way to my art talent right there. You make me laugh, and
you have got to go check her channel out because
somebody drop a link.
Can somebody drop her link, please?
Please.
She is just this tiny little Kentucky woman over there, and she is a powerhouse. Okay,
I'm subscribed to her.
Huh?
I know I'm subscribed to her. I'll double check it when the link, if somebody drops the link, but I'm sure I am.
Yeah, she has some jokes and
well, that's what I want my my live to be about. It's just about what yours is.
She says she's a goofball.
Just sitting there telling stories.
Anyway, thank you, Jan. And if you haven't, I know most everybody else in the chat know each other really well. But if you haven't, check out their channels, all of the channels in the chat, everyone. And be sure to go over to Mickey's channel, Critter Creek.
Hey, don't just go over there. Get over and subscribe.
Yeah, get over there, subscribe, show him some love, watch his videos, give him hours, and do the same for everybody else in the chat as well, because this is a hard. We need to be like family and just work to build everybody up here. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of the people in the chat. I'm grateful for you, Mickey, and all our YouTube community, because
it's amazing. That's been the biggest blessing that's come out of this whole YouTube thing.
There you go.
I'm Mikey's best friend. Welcome. He said he's Mikey's best friend. Our little grandson's friends on here. Hi.
It says prime time production. I'm
not sure what it is, but welcome. Anyway, we're going to end this here, and Mickey, as soon as you want us on, we'll be there.
I'll definitely. Well, I'm gonna have to get on the phone and make sure I know how to do all that stuff. But
it's learning. It's a learning curve, but
yeah. Well, I want to start and do my first one and end up being as good as Jesse on the first day, and that's not gonna happen. So.
Run with it, Mickey. Run with it.
You got to do it before you find out what all you don't know. So.
There you go.
Thank you, Robin. Blessings, everyone. Good night, she
Love you
said.
guys.
Love
you
you
too.
all, and you have a pleasant evening.
Don't look up too many times. You'll catch me in that cave.
Yeah, come and see it, Mickey.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you in the chat.
No joke. I just got a beer. In real life. No joke. I got a beer.
Hey guys, it's Reese here again.
I think all those turtles from our pond. I wasn't going to cry.
And I am toy hunting.
And welcome to my channel. Plant marigolds next to your squash to keep the squash bugs away. Here at the Ozark YouTube Scrap